Hi, my name is Ryan Humbert, singer-songwriter from Akron, Canton, Ohio. This is Emily Bates, by the way, I should have introduced you earlier.
Hello.
And Aaron Vaughn, guitar, and beer drinking, and really great driving in New York City. So far, so good. We've had a lot of really good response, and it's a little different record than the last one. The last one was a little bit more like bigger pop rock, and this one is a little more what we like to call Americana rock, you know, because you know I still am a sucker for 3.5-minute pop songs, but I'm also a sucker for old school country music and things like that, and some of the more rootsy side of American music and things like that kind of weaves their way into what we do. So this record was meant to be more of a record where you could listen to it from front to back, and kind of weaving all those things in, pop rock, and a little bit of folk, a little bit of country, and a little bit, you know, there's banjo on a couple songs, and there's, you know, but there's a string section on one song too, you know. So we're kind of, I hate records where every song sounds exactly the same. So I still like to maintain that with a record, but this one was meant to be a little more precise.
Make you stay.
Man, you know, just trying something different. I mean, you know, there were so many great records that were made on tape, and they're still making great records on tape. I think that we wanted to just try something a little different, frankly. I mean, you know, we knew there was a warmth to, you know, and a different way of working that was, you know, was pretty unique, pretty fun, and took us a little bit out of our element, you know, because the other records that we had made had been largely digital, and where you could go back in and you could fix things or do whatever, and I think working the tape offered us something different with that. You want to talk to that a little?
Well, I think one of the big things for us is that you kind of get one shot, and if you do it and you don't like it and you want to redo it, that last one's gone. You know, so with digital you can, you know, do a couple different versions and pick the one you like best, and with tape you don't. So it's really a lot more making the decision in the moment, and, you know, really honing in on what you're doing and being focused in the studio, which is sometimes hard to do. But it's cool. I mean, it's on the fly decision making, so it has a little more of a feel of what we sound like, you know, on stage as a band. So it's a little bit more real than sometimes you get in the studio when you have that option of redoing and, you know, popping stuff in and, you know, all that type of stuff. So.
Well, and I've said before too that, like, the last record was definitely more of a production. You know, like, I really wanted to focus on taking, you know, we had great songs for the last record, but we also wanted to really just make them sound huge. With this record, I still wanted it to sound big and sound great, but I wanted it I wanted the songs to do the heavy lifting, you know, not the production necessarily. And so that was part of it too. I mean, you know, you make a mistake, you know, you just do it over. You know, you don't have a do-over button, you just do it again. So. You know, it's funny, I told the story before, I didn't really, you know, when I was younger, music wasn't like, I listened to music, I liked music, all that, but it wasn't something I was ever drawn to wanting to be a part of making. And what it was is, I listened to what my parents listened to, more or less, and then I discovered an album by Lucinda Williams called Car Rails on Gravel Road, which to this day I still think is one of the best albums of all time. And what I liked about it was that, you know, she wasn't, it's funny, she was breaking ground, but she wasn't. I read this review and I'm like, hey, this sounds really interesting. This artist is mixing blues and country and rock and folk with even a little bit of like a punk rock attitude, like just, what is this? And what's funny is at the time, I didn't know that it wasn't really unique. There were other artists that had done that for a long time. But there was something about that particular album that kind of did it for me. And I said, boy, I'd like to play guitar like this, or learn how to write songs like this, or, you know. And I ended up telling my parents I wanted to learn how to play guitar. And they're like, really? You've never shown any interest in music whatsoever? And I said, yeah, I think I want to. So after bugging him for a while, my dad came home, and I think it was for my birthday even, and brought me like a little $100 guitar that I just taught myself how to play.
Count the tears, ignoring all our biggest fears.
There's a guy, a really nice guy. He's a big fan of ours and a very good friend named Bob Dickey. And Bob was a record rep for years. He worked for Universal and RCA and numerous things like that. And he was friends with the president, Tom, of Rockman. And just one of those things, Bob was a fan of ours for a long time and had tried to make a couple things happen throughout the years and just had some ideas for us. And then he finally said, I'd like to put you in touch with this label. I think they've got a really good mindset and a really good direction that they like to take with indie artists, and I think you'd be a good fit for them. And through a friend of a friend, Bob knew Tom, but he kind of got back in touch with him, and Tom listened to the stuff and said, yeah, let's get in touch, and that was kind of off and running from there.
It looks like all the magic's gone.
Well, we definitely play a lot, and it probably varies, each year, whether it's 100 or 150 or somewhere in that neck of the woods. I mean, I definitely play a lot, whether it's with the band. I mean, we do trio shows like this, the three of us. We do full band shows. Her and I do shows. Last year we did a Christmas show with a 68-piece band, and we've done all sorts of different things in between there. We've done a show where, even though we're an original band, we did nothing but classic country from the years 1980 and before. We did a show of nothing but about 25 Roy Orbison songs for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, things like that. I mean, I like to keep us fresh and on our toes, and there's obviously upsides and downsides to that, to constantly doing a little something different. However, I think that has really been good for us as far as like marketing goes, and as far as keeping people interested in what we're doing. So that's definitely helped our career in that sense. I mean, I think people are always looking at us like, wait, what are these guys going to do next? Especially in our region where we are. Like, I don't think anybody's ever surprised to hear that we're doing something. Like, I don't think anybody was really, frankly, all that surprised that we had a band for 68 people for the Christmas show. And I think that they were definitely surprised. And it's kind of one of those like, holy shit, that's a lot of people on stage. But I don't think anybody was really surprised. And we've always been able to pretty much pull off all those events that we do and things like that. So it's fun, it's a lot of work. I think that has helped our career, though, in the sense that it's keep people interested. It's also helped with a good resume. And we've had a chance to open for a lot of great people as well. We've had a chance to open for a lot of great people as well, and that certainly doesn't help when you have a resume that you've opened for Train and Chris Isaac and Elvis Costello and Matt Nathanson and the Gin Blossoms and Pete Yorn and Josh Ritter and all sorts of folks. I mean, so the more you play and the more you get opportunities like that, the more it's certainly going to help you sell yourself down the road. To emphasize what she said too is that if we were a punk band, for example, you're in a very narrow genre that you're not going to be a punk band and get to open for Chris Isaac. I mean, we can do the same songs that we would do with our regular 7-piece rock band. I can do them solo. We can do them as a trio, and it just gives a little bit of a different flavor to each one of those, and that really helps make it, like she said, something that when the folks at the House of Blues call, they know that they could have us open for a pretty wide range of people, and that ends up helping us get out there to reach fans, reach new people.
Surrounding your eyes, there's no punch.
Absolutely. One thing that we were talking about earlier off the record was wanting to really get out there next year and do some of the big fun festivals and the big fun events where where a lot of the movers and shakers are, and show that we can hold our own right up there with everybody else. And I think that is easily something we can do. It's just we just got to work hard, keep working hard, and we've done some great things. And, we want to keep doing better things. I mean, one of the things we did yesterday was easily one of the highlights of our career. We got to go to the Sirius XM studios in New York City and record a 5-song in studio. That's not something that gets to happen every day for every band. So I mean, that's the goal is to keep having highlights like that. I mean, you want to keep adding things like that to your resume. So. Yeah, I mean, it's changed drastically in the last. The last 10 years, but even the last 5 years, 3 years. I mean, things have changed. Obviously, the internet has become absolutely massive, and that's where you go. That's where you go nowadays. I mean, so we really try to keep up with all the social media stuff as much as we can. One thing that we did, and we were kind of on the forefront of it, at least in our general area, like the Ohio area where we were at, we did a Kickstarter campaign for this record. And I don't know why, I just decided I'd set this real lofty goal of, in 30 days, let's make 10 grand, see if we can do it. And what's funny is I wasn't nervous at all. Like, you remember, I wasn't like scared. I was like, yeah, we're gonna do it. And then as soon as it was over and we hit the goal. We were pushing $11,000. We hit the goal, and I remember like talking to her on the phone, and I was like, just so humbled and thrilled that like our fans actually give a shit enough, you know, and they want to help. And you know, we have a fan base that really likes to put their support in something they believe in. Which was, at the end of the day, we sat down and you know, you think about it, you're like, man, that is absolutely incredible. And it was very, like I said, so humbling. You know, and so we're really thrilled that we were able to, you know, be on the forefront of that, like the beginning side of that, and do it successfully. Yeah, I mean, gosh, you know, never give up. Just it's one of those things that I've said before. It's like too dumb to quit, too smart to give up. I mean, you just have to. You have to be willing to sacrifice. You have to be willing to work hard. You know, I've put a lot of blood, sweat, tears, energy, money, you know, everything into what I believe in, which is this music, and we all have. I mean, you know, everybody has in the band has worked hard. I mean, definitely. You know, we try to do the best we can to make sure everybody is getting paid and things like that, but nobody's making a living off of it. You know, and yeah, it's one of those things that you know, you just got to keep working hard. You keep pushing, and you keep bettering your product, bettering yourself, whether it be as a musician or even just as a person. You know, and go out and do the best you can. And I am a firm believer that good things happen to good people. So you go out there and do your best and work hard. And, you know, things will happen if they're meant to. So. Hi, I'm Ryan Humbert, and you're watching Indie Music Review.